Welcome back to some more Lord of the Rings Online. I forgot to mention in the last episode, it was a very special episode. Why is that? Because it was episode number 68, meaning that Lord of the Rings Online is officially the biggest series on my channel. That record was previously held by the game Sunset Overdrive, coming in at 67 episodes. Great game. If you haven't checked that one out yet, be sure to check it out on my channel. I think you guys would enjoy it. But yeah, anyways, Lord of the Rings Online, biggest game on my channel now. Let's continue here in the Forsaken Inn and turn in some of the quests that we did previously in the last episode. And I am lagging. What a great way to start an episode with some lag. A big bag of lag. Come on, man.
What do you need?
Wolf tails, boar tusks, and orc shields. You're quite a skilled warrior. It may seem a menial task to you, but believe me when I say that this is much appreciated. The people here at the inn struggle enough without worrying about the wildlife and evils that are spreading unhindered. Ever since those lights appeared atop Weathertop, they've had one trouble after another, and there isn't a sign of relief in sight. Take the small reward, you've earned it.
Might I take a moment of your time?
You handle yourself very well against the orcs, swine, and wolves. I think that you may be able to assist my deputy. He headed out to the camp that is to the far eastern side of Minas Ariel. He is watching over some of the workers there, and the brother of the ornery fellow Gaderick. If you are interested in helping him out with the tasks I put before him, seek him out at the camp on the far eastern edge of Minas Ariel. Now let's go in here and turn in a few more quests. I believe this guy was just giving me that repeatable, which I've already done.
Can't you leave me to
Oh,
my
these will
misery?
do nicely. We can pull the marrow from the bones and wrap the peeled feet in marrow and salt, add a dash of my secret spices, and we'll once again have several helpings of Arinora's Boar Surprise. You did very well. Take these coins as payment.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Is that awful smell coming from the feathers? Oh my, I had never thought about the terrible little birds could give off such a stench. No matter, I suppose. With the cooking that old mugwort does, this stench will fade into the background of the curious smells that haunt the inn in no time. That's kind of disturbing. Okay, anyone else? I think she's also just going to give me that repeatable quest, which I've already done.
Don't know if you can
And then that guy's with the instance, which I will do at some point, but he also has this one.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
What? Goblins attacked my cart? This is no good at all. How am I supposed to feed my patrons? This simply is no good at all. Let me think on this one.
Might I take a moment of your time?
Pay no mind to the name of the inn. Not all who pass here never return. Only that stray too far off the road and find themselves in the clutches of the goblins. Bloody-handed creatures deserving of a good beating, those goblins. You're an able-bodied sort. Why don't you show those brutes they're not wanted here? The lands around the inn are just crawling with them. People scare easily, you see. With the goblins creeping all about the ruins and so close to the inn, I'm destined to use the wood failing from the roof to bar the doors unless someone gives me a hand. You'll find goblins on the fields of Anunlos, and a good number of them have established foothold in the old ruins of Minas Ariel to the southeast. And what else? So, who do I give this polished pendant to? Let me see. Let me put all of these up here. And yeah, I guess it's fine. I just don't know who to give the pendant to, because there's like no one else here. Maybe in the back alleys here? I don't know. Someone's sleeping. So you can kind of hear some crazy stuff going on. You can hear like a wind howling. And that's going to be part of the Inn of the Forsaken instance. Once I get around to doing it, probably towards the end of the season. I'm just not sure who to turn the pendant into. Let me take a look. You should ask the folk at the Forsaken Inn. Or the Ranger Candaith. So maybe Candaith knows what's up, but let me ask him about it.
It's a sorry day.
I've seen that before. It belongs to Pengale. It looks like he got himself caught. Alright, I probably have to go talk to Candaith about this quest, so we'll do that. But first we're going to do some other stuff around here. You summon my pony. And let me go deal with these guys right here. Actually, you know what? Let me turn in some tasks at the task board. Let me see what I have and what I don't have. I have some broken wooden maces, so we'll accept that. We have some blackened skins. Okay. What else? We got some blackened furs. And some blackened sword sheaths. And I need one more thing here. Some dusky wings. And that's gonna put me at my limit of 5 today. Now, what do I turn these into? Gadrick. Okay, so I have to go in here to turn it in.
Can't you leave
Okay.
me to my misery?
Boom.
Woe to me.
Finish all
I'm
those
sorry.
tasks.
Did you need something?
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
And it looks like she actually has some more quests for me, which is kind of odd. Again, I've already done the Bounty Gablin Tabards quest, so I'm not going to do it again, but let's see some of these other ones.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I hate the goblins, I do. Skulking thieves, a lot of them, sneaking about at night, so they can pick the best herbs and mushrooms. They'll soon pick the lowlands dry if they go unhindered. Not that there was much out here to begin with. I made a special draft for them, though. It'll make them sluggish and unruly, maybe unruly enough to fight amongst themselves. And if not, well, it'll have other effects that might just make them change their minds about staying here. Take these drafts and pour them into the barrels located in the goblins' camps to the northeast of the inn at Weatherfoot, at the base of Weathertop. Return to me when the deed is done.
I'm sure it will do no good, but...
Since you're headed to the northeast into the goblin-infested hills and vales, I think I ought to ask you for one more favor and issue you one more warning. There are wargs among the goblins, and a good many of them. Old Mugwort, a dear friend of mine and the cook here at the Forsaken Inn, hates them fiercely. I hate the goblins, though, and seeing that I do, I want you to be mindful of their packmaster, Luz. If you see him, steel your nerve and grab your steel. It'll be a difficult battle, but you should defeat him. When you do, return to me with news of the fight. And you know what? I'll take the repeatable quest again since I'm going to be killing goblins. So might as well, I don't know. If anything, it might make the quest rings go away, and that'll make me feel better. So I'll take those.
Sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
Okay. So let's finally get out of here and go do some quests. And what is all this? Reduced awareness, task limit reached. And we are lagging a little bit. Let me rearrange some of my quests here. Okay. So, let's see. Let me go all the way to the east. Don't think I have to kill any more boars for now, so I'm going to ignore them. Just trying to make my way over to these quest rings. The Lowlands is a very linear type of map. And you'll notice that as we go along. You can see it's just like one big linear thing with several little landmarks, I guess, scattered up or down from the Great East Road here. So it's good for doing all the quests here. It makes it easy. That way you're just kind of moving from one end of the map to the other. And it's not that tricky. And the progression is pretty smooth, I guess. Alright, am I almost there? Gonna be up here. Okay, so I have to climb all of that somehow. I do see a ton of quest rings up here, that's good. Made it to the Eglain camp. And let's see what all these people want. So this is that other guy's brother.
Why are you bothering me?
J.R.R sent you on to me? This is good news. My brother sought vengeance. It is true, and I swear to you, just. We lost many when the goblins came here. Many are gone and still lost to us. It is good that you are here and willing to aid us.
I do not ask much of you.
When the goblins came into Minas Ariel, there was panic. Many ran towards the savages, and others fled through the valley beneath the ruins, hoping to escape the spears and sharp teeth of the goblins, only to fall prey to the spiders beneath. Those that entered the valley and did not emerge must be burned. It is only fair to save their bodies from the terror that awaits them. If you are willing, I will ask you to burn the corpses of the fallen. You will find the entrance to the valley north and to the west of the front of Minas Ariel, or over the bridge and through the goblins to the west.
Will you let me speak my piece?
Over the years, we have studied and collected the items left in these ruins. We have earned a living for our people. Many of the goods that will help to purchase much needed items for our folk have been lost in the spiders' lairs over the years. If you're already entering the valley to assist us with the spiders, then I would ask you to take the time to reclaim these valuable treasures for us. You will likely find them wrapped in thick webbing scattered throughout the valley floor. Cut through the webbing and find the valuable items and return them to me.
Stay and hear me out.
Kippen, if you have time, I would ask you for assistance in a matter of great importance. As the goblins tore through our ranks, we salvaged one find and hid it deep within the ruins of Minas Ariel at a place called Osladen. It is a statue retrieved from the marshy swampland, and we hope to keep it safe from harm. But a recent visitor to Osgiliath made mention that the statue lay at the heart of the problem facing us. If you are willing, we need to collect this statue. You will find it in the goblin camps that now lie furthest east in the ruins of Minas Ariel, across the bridge to the west. I fear the goblins may have already found it, so search any goblins you may slay there. When you have found the statue, return it to me.
I'll not be ignored.
Long has evil flourished in the dark places of the world, and creatures spawned in those shadows come forth to trouble the Eglain. Spiders, a kind of which we call the Vilefang and Shadow Weaver, make their home in the valley beneath the ruins of Minas Ariel, northwest from this camp. Their staring eyes ensnare all those who gaze upon them. Pluck out their eyes and remove their power. If you are willing to face them, I would ask you to find the spiders beneath Minas Ariel and take their eyes from them, black as pitch and crimson as blood. Excellent. Let's talk to the little hobbit here.
Could I take a moment of your time?
The folk at the Forsaken Inn are not the wealthiest sort here, friend. We barely make our lives comfortable, and the goblins overrunning the eastward stretch of the road have turned the inn into a lonelier place than ever. If you have time to offer, there is work to be done. Our fortune is about to change, though. I've devised a way to make the road safe. Kill the creatures at the top, and the rest will turn aside. If I need some help making this work, if you're willing, head north and northeast into the brush and get me some lynx meat. Everyone knows that dog-like things eat cat-like things. Get just enough meat to make a meal for the warg or two. What's wrong? Lynx are deadly creatures when angry, and their meat will serve my purposes nicely. Do you want to end the threat of goblins and wargs? Then get out there and hunt some lynx. No excuses. We'll be killing 2 lynx or wargs with 1 stone. Ha 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 ha.
Could I take a moment of your time?
I nearly forgot. Anlaf wants me to offer better blankets to our guests from Bree. Better blankets. Can you believe that? You come from town and you get better blankets. I ask you, is that the right by any measure? No, it isn't. Arinora has no choice but to see it. Your first blankets are good enough, but those used for a harder life, but there's better and something better according to Anlaf. This guy talks weird. So I figure I can help for a while I work to frighten off these goblins. When you are killing lynx in Nain Enid, north of here and east of Weathertop, tear off their hides. Their fur is soft and well kept. Bring it to me and I will make those blankets and get them back to Arinora. And finally, we got this guy.
Woe to me.
Bram sent me help. He sent me here to watch over this hobbit, old Mugwort, who is proving to be far more difficult to watch than I like. He also wanted me to make certain that this fellow Hunluf was kept safe. When I received this I received this message from him that he wants all the other problems handled, and well, thankfully you are here now.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
Goblins swept in from the north and overran the ruins in the south, then were pressed into service by their strange orcs in the north. Their leader, a cunning little runt called Nishruk, hides in the ruins west of this encampment in the darkest reaches of Minas Ariel. Bram sent me here to see that the leader was destroyed and that these fine folk were watched over properly. Now I know that the encampment is deep beyond the ruins to the west in an area that looks truly infested by goblins. Go to that section of the ruins of Minas Ariel and kill Nishruk. I'll have a reward for you when the deed is done. Alright, that is a lot of quests, a lot of dialogue. But I think that we can kind of start doing some of these things. Okay, so I guess I'm going to head over to Minas Ariel and start killing some goblins. Let's do it. Okay, so these guys are obviously a little bit tougher. They're elites. So I'll try to fight them off. And I'm still enraged. I don't want to do that. I want to be in melee. Okay. Man, that guy, I think I was going nuts on me. So I have collected the statue. And let me just turn it in real quick since it's right here. That way if he gives me a part 2, I'm already here to do it.
This is intolerable.
You see the beauty of this statue now. I have not seen such beauty among men or elf. Eric, another of our number, claims that she is the maiden separated from her sisters. I do not know if the tales woven by our stone speaker are true, but I know that the statue shows a female of beauty unseen in the world. I thank you for making this recovery. And looks like my reputation increased with the men of Eglain. And oh my god, he just has 4 more quests for me, so let's kind of see what he's got.
Stay and hear me out.
Many lost their lives when the half-orcs raided Narost. Since then, we have struggled greatly. Most recently, as you likely know, we lost the ruin to goblins forced through the mountains in the north. Yet the half-orcs came first, and they slaughtered our people, stole our livelihood, and began despoiling the ruin. We do not know why, but we know they have collected many relics within the ruins and have packed them for delivery to the south. If you are willing, I would ask you to enter Narost and seek the hirelings who guard the relics and slay them. Bring back any of the relics you find.
Will you let me speak my piece?
A year ago, we lost a rich ruin to men from the south. At least we thought they were men. They bore the manner, height, and look of men, but they were nearly as savage as orc folk we learned they were descended from. Narost, north of here, in the eastern shadow of the great hill of Weathertop, fell to the half-breeds, and our trade was lost with it. If we could recover some of those goods, we might restore trade with the west and some more hope for the Eglain. Will you help us sift through the ruins for our goods?
I'll not be ignored.
Your efforts on behalf of the Eglain are noble, my friend, but I deem our peril is greater than first we thought. These half-breeds bear the standard white mark of the White Hand. Ordinary brigands and ruffians do not bear such charges. The mark of the White Hand tells me that they serve a greater master. Whatever their purpose, such creatures cannot be allowed to take foothold in the north. They do not belong here. If you can enter Narost and slay Hontimurs, their leader, and his guards, perhaps the rest will flee. Hontimurs became known to us when he sent us gifts of the dead with his crudely scrawled threats. I think that you are here to avenge the disservice and restore more faith to the Eglain.
I do not ask much of you.
My friend, as that is what I think of you, there is something that I wish to share. In the east, there is a ruin which dwarves have long pilfered. We stayed far away from them, as they have oft been filled with ire and anger toward the Eglain. Not long ago, our contingent of dwarf kind stopped in Oscuruth for the briefest of time. Some, enthralled by tales of the dwarves in the ruins, asked to remain in these lands to investigate. Since this time, they have found an underground ruin where they say they are closing in on secrets about their cousins living there. If you are interested in aiding them, you will find them at a place north of the ruins to the east within a cave mouth cut into a tall mound. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of reading, that's a lot of quests, but I think I've been recording for a while, so I'm going to cut off the episode here, and in the next one, instead of reading quests, we're actually going to go do them. There's going to be some action. Hope you'll join me. See you next time. Thanks for watching.